Good morning everyone, welcome to today's adventure, and today I'm in the beautiful Verzasca Valley and hiking the Verzasca River. I'm currently at my starting point in Sonogno and finishing off in Tenero or Terreno, so about 25-26 kilometers. Lovely nice day in September. Happy days. So yeah, taking a bit of a break from rafting. Without much further ado, let's get hiking. So I'm approaching the confluence of the river, the Dorsa, which is just in front of me here, to the Verzasca, which is just behind this hedgerow, about 100 metres down that way, give or take. And and there's a small little pathway in front of me, which is actually a cycle trail route number 399, regional, which goes onto a river ford just in front of me here. So now, unfortunately, I don't have one, but this here is a wooden marble station. So what it is you collect a wooden marble from somewhere. I think it's one of the campsites in the area, and then the start point is here. So you drop the ball here, off it rolls down the track this way, and then under to there. And then you have this lever here that you can press down like that. Then it drops the ball onto the second track, which runs along here down to the end there. So this isn't the first one I've seen today, but yeah, looks very fun. Okay, I think that is my first and only shot of the bridge. But here we have the Verzasca River really behind me, below me, and in front of me. So yeah, but I will say though that this suspension bridge is very, very wobbly as I walk, so I'm trying not to bounce it too much. Just crossing the Riale Defra. So this is the river El Rio de Costarena. I'll probably butcher that, but yeah. So just crossing the El Rio de Costarena. Alrighty, so a little bit of info about the Verzasca River. The river itself is a class 4 to 5, I believe, maybe even a class 6, depending on the water flow. Today, very, very low water, around about 7 cubic meters when I checked this morning. I would one day like to try and paddle a class 5 river, but before I get around to that, I'm going to need a lot of practice, which is why for next year I've signed up to 2 courses by the same organisation that I did my packraft training earlier this year. So for 2026 I have a whitewater rescue technician professional lined up, and I also have their 4-day course on the Inn, which I really wanted to get on, but unfortunately scheduling and budget didn't quite work out. But yeah, other than that, that's it for pack rafting. I have put pack rafting on hold for the time being, mainly because one, I have problems with my Alpaca Classic, the one that I've been using on the Fortery this year. I've got a couple of problems with it. The first is that it just doesn't hold air anymore. I know where the leak is. It's around the tie zip. The tie zip itself is fine, but it's just the material around the zip that's not doesn't hold air anymore. So I need to put some aqua seal on that. And 2, I'm saving up for a new boat. I'm looking at getting the Mage with deck. So yeah, proper whitewater pack raft. So yeah, that's it for the time being. So for now, I'm focusing mainly on hiking content and Theory Thursday. So yeah, that's it for a little bit behind the scenes of the channel and a little bit of my future plans. Well, just finishing up at my lovely little lunch spot here, literally right on the water's edge. Do a little check, make sure I'm leaving no trace, which I'm not, just footprints, happy days. And then yeah, here's the lovely view that I had whilst I was eating. So yeah, I'm just outside the village of Brione. And it's gotten very busy. I thought I've missed, well, I know for a fact I've missed most of the high season here, but still quite a lot of people about, so I'm not actually sure how much filming I'm going to be able to get done. So yeah, it might be the case that I skip filming Theory Thursday and just focus on the hike, but we'll see. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I can always come back here in the winter. Actually, I'm not sure if the buses even run then, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So, as you can tell, the Verzasca River has now gotten a lot more, narrower, and you can really see these 7 to 8 tons of water just absolutely barreling through these little cracks and little cracks and rocks and everything. Really, very much a creaking environment. However, I don't think I'm at that packraft level yet. But I have to say, with the clarity of the water, really makes seeing eddies and currents and everything so much easier. And this is why I bought a yellow helmet, because it's visible and a good contrast against white bubbles. Even though it is the tail end of the tourist season, it is still very busy. Not as busy as it could be though, naturally, because as I was coming up, one of the people on the bus mentioned that in peak tourist season they actually have to run extra buses So they'll have 2 buses going up at the same time because it's just that many people. So yeah. A little bit of an update, as I haven't really been able to do as many third-person shots as I would like because the trail is just absolutely jam-packed with people. And yeah, you know, my main goal is to have fun. Videoing is always secondary to that. So yeah, one thing about the trail, despite the huge number of people on it, it's crazy how 1 minute, you know, you're on a nice wide gravel road and then, or gravel trackway, and then next, you know, you have a really like meter wide, very rocky dirt road, branches, roots, all sorts of stuff, and a sheer number of people. So yeah, I think I'm actually coming to one of the most famous spots on the river, so let's have a look, see, shall we? It's over here, just avoid this giant mud pit. Just here, that would not be fun to fall in, especially considering I need to take public transport home. There it is, I think. Oh, that's absolutely crazy. I can't tell you too much about it because of people, but just up that road, and it goes into this very lovely pool, and then once again goes into quite a little narrow opening over there. So yeah. Alrighty, so I'm currently in the village of Verzasca, and I've decided to call it a day here. Reason being, there's too many people about, and I also need to consider time constraints, as it is 3 hours to continue to get back home from Tenero, and it's also 5.5 hours to get to Tenero. So yeah, it's around about 2-3 in the afternoon right now, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2:30. So it'll get me home at around about 11ish, which for me personally is a little bit too late. So yeah, this has been part 1 of my Verzasca hike. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as I enjoyed being out here making it. Please rate, comment, subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy days.